Voter registration drive than a group of convicted felons. They can be trusted not to commit fraud, can't they? Well, we're talking about ACORN, of course, again. The group now being linked to voter fraud investigations in at least 10 states. Actually, the number's as high as 15, according to some reports. State officials in Nevada say that ACORN hired 59 ex-cons through a work release program, and then came the nearly 300 fraudulent voter registration cards. John Ralston, a former writer for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, a longtime political columnist in Nevada, and now the editor of the Ralston Report, joins us by phone. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. All right, 59 ex-cons. I guess everybody's got to make a living, but must it be doing something that requires a level of trust and the honor system?
Well, I think the most shocking thing is not so much that they're ex-cons, that's bad, and they're not all ex-cons. Some of them are current cons who are at a kind of a halfway house here.
Oh.
That's shocking enough. But what's even more shocking, and I think was to the investigators here, is that some of them had been convicted of identity theft type crimes.
Oh.
Now, listen, think about this. You're having folks who are convicted of identity theft registering voters. Of course you're going to run into problems. Now, of course, the ACORN folks are saying, listen, we tried to get rid of these people. We found out about it. We self-reported. The Secretary of State, who has done what appears to be a very thorough investigation here, says this is kind of like a bank robber saying that, you know, you should not investigate us. You should do other things that are more important. I think what they think is that this is a group that's turning themselves in for robbing one bank when they've actually robbed a lot of banks. So,
well, not just that, John, but apparently the ACORN is coming out on the offensive, because we should point out to our viewers, we reported this yesterday, there was a raid on the ACORN offices out there in Nevada because of voter fraud issues. And ACORN, the Southwest Regional Director for ACORN, has come out with a statement saying, many voters registered through ACORN are working people and people of color, and there may be corners of the political world where a high injection of new voters like those is unsettling. This continues a theme that ACORN uses to defend its tactics, which is if you complain about them, you're a racist or you don't like lower-income people.
Well, I think that's to some extent true, and they are on the defensive here. But I think you have to look at it from both sides, too. Obviously, the Republicans are gleeful to find this. The RNC had a conference call. Nevada is obviously a very important state this year. It's considered one of the battleground states. The Democrats have had a tremendous registration drive this year. They now have an 80,000-plus registration edge in this state, where it was even 4 years ago during the presidential race. So you have to separate the politics from the substance here. Here's the substance, okay? The registrar's office here in Clark County, which is where Las Vegas was asked for 122,000 plus registration applications from ACORN. Now, how many of those were submitted? How many actually are fraudulent? We don't know yet. Now, I know what people I trust tell me, which is that they did submit thousands, hundreds, maybe thousands of fraudulent forms, but there are safeguards in place. You are not going to have Tony Romo and Terrell Owens of the Dallas Cowboys coming to vote here in Nevada. Or
who they did register. They did register those. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys were registered. They had duplicate forms. They had names out of the phone book, names that just simply did not exist. But what's to stop these people, John, from, you know, the people who commit fraud from showing up with some fake ID on Election Day that does say Tony Romo and voting? Because
their registrations have been flagged. The way that this started, just so everybody knows, that the registrar down here in Clark County started seeing some of this suspicious stuff and reported it to the Secretary of State, who long ago formed a joint task force with the Attorney General and the feds to look into this.
Now, right, so that's the stuff they catch, but they can't catch them all, and that's the problem. That's why Republicans and even many Democrats are not gleeful this is happening, because a lot of folks just want a fair election, however it comes out. John, thanks so much for your reporting on it. We'll have you back. We appreciate it.